What's up, guys? This past weekend, I know it's been a while since we made a video with the holidays and all, but we got a race coming up this weekend in Orlando, just like the last time, where they run the track backwards. So that'll be Sunday. And this past weekend we went to Powerhouse Motorsports. It was they just put down a lot of new concrete in the burnout box or staging area, and they backed the starting line up like 180 foot. So they were having a no prep hangout, is what the flyer was called, no prep hangout. And so we eased on over there to that. It's between Tallahassee and Panama City, somewhere in that area. It's a hike, different time zone for us, but we eased on over there, and it was the first time I had done an actual no prep track versus backside, and it was not what I was expecting. I couldn't believe how much faster the car was and how much more traction there was on that type of surface. You know, being a legit no prep, it was basically a great racing surface with just that, no prep sprayed on it. When we're used to racing backside events, you know, racing the track backwards, which is like asphalt and gravel. But we're gonna go ahead and get the Dirty Bird pulled out the trailer and get it up on the lift, do a safety inspection, and I'll go ahead and slide the videos in from Powerhouse, the passes that we made, and if you want to hang around after that, I'll kind of walk you through how I do a pre-track safety inspection. You know, what I look at to make sure it's safe. So I just found out I got a bent axle on the trailer. I noticed one of the wheels looks like it was leaning inboard at the top of the tire. So I went ahead and inspected the tire, and it's a brand new tire. It's in the same location as a tire that blew out on the way home from Albany back in like November. So it maybe has like 2,000-3,000 miles on the tire, but the inside's trashed. So I pulled the tire off, put the other tire, another spare on it, another new spare, and was just inspecting it, and lowered it down with the jack. You couldn't see anything. As soon as I lowered it down, it's just leaning in again. So I assumed that whenever I lost that tire and drove for who knows how long, just dragging the wheel into the interstate, before some people were flashing their lights at me. But so I guess I'll be putting a new axle, because it's just a tube of steel with like a Z-shaped spindle. So I guess it just tweaked in. I don't know, but it's going to continue to eat tires. So I'm going to go ahead and run it this weekend just to make it to Orlando. But so for the inspection, I just put it up in the air. I can't show y'all too much, you know what I'm saying? Top secret, no prep stuff. But mainly what I do is I look at the back tires on the inside and make sure they're not rubbing on anything. Make sure there isn't any cuts. And then I always inspect all the nuts for all the suspension, make sure everything's still tight. I do that for both sides, and then just going up the car, just looking at heim joints, make sure everything's tight, make sure I don't see any chafing or grinding or clearance, and make sure that the diaper is nice and tight, not getting caught up in the flywheel. And I do the same thing for the fronts. I look at the tires all the way around on the inside, make sure there isn't any kind of cuts or gouges. The last thing I want to do is lose a front tire. And then I just look over the suspension, make sure Carter keys are where they're supposed to be. Just a basic safety check. And then I'll lower it back down and I'll check like V-bands for the wastegates and the hot side and the turbo. Just pretty much make sure that nothing fails, like a cold side pipe blowing off again. But mainly just for safety, I just walk around and look at suspension and tires. I think that's the most important part as far as safety is concerned. And then everything else is just basically maintenance for the engine. I'll check the oil level, make sure it's not leaking. I may, depending on what the dipstick shows me, I may pull the diaper off and look at the pig mat that's in there. But if the dipstick, I know where where the level is supposed to be, so if that's not down any, then there's no sense in pulling the diaper off. But other than that, that's pretty much how I do just a basic run through. As far as safety is concerned, just run through and I look at all the suspension hardware, make sure nothing's loose, no nuts are creeping off. So that's it for this video. Like I said, we'll be racing Sunday, so I'll be washing this probably Saturday and putting it back in the trailer, and then try to get some good footage of that race down there. So that's it. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching.